Okay, it's recording. Okay. Hello, guys. I was gonna say like good morning, but it's not the morning time. It's kind of, oh, let me admit people. Hold on. Okay. Um, so tonight we're talking kind of about what we are kind of going to be doing new in October, why we're doing the switch that we're doing with our Zooms, and we're going to just kind of see how that works. But we felt like we don't want to overwhelm anybody with too many Zooms because there's work with me Zooms, there's the Zooms there's Monday night Zooms, there's Wednesday night Zooms, and there's Thursday night. Now there's going to be Thursday night Zooms as well. So that's 3 nights a week. So that's a lot, obviously, but we want to do at least once a month for us to all get together on a Zoom. So I'm not really sure if we're going to have it be on a Sunday or a Thursday night, or we'll kind of probably do a vote or something what kind of nights are best for people. But so we're going to be doing probably like a Zoom once a month. So we'll pick that date in October of what date we'll do. But just with all of that going on, we just thought it was kind of better to just do that, and that way you guys can really zone in this month on your goals and zone in on your business and take the time to do that, and make sure to get on the work with me Zooms, making sure to make those Wednesday night Zooms a priority, make those I know it's mainly Lindsay's team that she does it for Monday nights, but she still obviously has that open to people, so that's an option. And then same for Thursday nights. I think she said Christina Brill is going to be doing the third Zooms on Thursday nights. So we have so many options available, but if we want to bring back these nights, we can weekly if you guys miss those, but we'll just be doing them once a month for October. So with that being said, we still are obviously going to have the chat available together, and I really want us to like hone in on that. We really want to, that if you guys have any questions or need an encouragement, or just saying like I'm having kind of a bad day, I'm in a funk and I just really need some encouragement, or I'm kind of feeling lost with this or that, just know it's like a safe place for you to come into and do that, and be, if you need that support, or if you need prayers, or if you need that, like that's what we want to build, as a community together. um so I just really wanted to let you guys know that don't think it's just a place to drop IPAs. It's a place that you can come to, and if you need prayer, if you need encouragement, if you have questions, there's no question that is a stupid question or anything like that, but we just really want to build a community. And we just want you guys to know that that's a safe place to be, and it's a place of encouragement and support, and things like that. So we still obviously have that chat together for everybody. So even if we don't have a weekly Zoom, we still have a place that we can all get together and talk, and seek advice or seek wisdom from each other, and just encourage each other. So we still definitely have that. But I wanted to talk tonight about goals, and I don't really have anything planned or anything. I was just writing out my goals just before I hopped on, because I haven't really thought about them for October, honestly. But for my goals, and you guys, we wanted to see if anyone else wanted to, if you want to share your goals, then I'll open that up as well, so that we can just cheer you on and support you with whatever your goals are. And it doesn't have to just be Thrive related, like it can be personal. Like I saw Amber just made a post today, and she was talking about how, she wanted to read, one book a month, and, it's just something personal, but that in turn is going to help with her business, like personal wanting to work out, 3 times a week, but that's also going to help with my business as well, because we work in health and wellness. So it all kind of goes, together with that. Let me fix that. Okay. It all kind of goes together with that. The more we work on ourselves, I feel like the better your business is going to be, and the better you're going to pour into your business, because we are our business, like we are our own boss. And so when the more we pour into ourselves, the more we better ourselves, the more we take care of our bodies, the more that we take care of our minds, I feel like that's when you really start to see your business blossom. It's not when you just are consistent with your IPAs. It's not just the consistency. It's really working on yourself. It's really taking it serious. And so I found that when I really took my health seriously and was really getting consistent with my workouts, and really, oh, I just saw your cat, Amber. Like, but really just zoning in on working on myself and sharing that. Like, people want to know, like, if you're reading a book, like sharing that on your social media, what book it is that you're reading and what you're learning about from that book. And so, the book that I'm going to be reading this month, because I have not read a book in forever. I usually go to podcasts, but I haven't read a book in a good few months. So I have this book. It's called Live, and it's by Sadie Robertson. I've heard really good things about it, and it's just honestly what my heart needs right now. And it says, "Are you truly living?" And so it's kind of more about, because she's like a Christian, so it kind of has like faith-based stuff in there. um but it's kind of about, it says, join Sadie as she tackles your biggest questions about life in fun and practical ways so you can learn what it means to truly live. So I've just been really struggling with, my depression and my anxiety the past few months. And so when I saw this book, and it just about enjoying your life and seeing the beauty in your life, and kind of having it from it says, remain alive, be alive in a specified time, having an exciting and fulfilling life. And so, and especially because she's a Christian, so there is the faith base behind it. So this is a book I got it at Target, 30% off. So this is the book that I'm going to be reading this month. And I also really want to start, I have on my goals that I really want to start a Bible study. That's kind of been on my heart too, because like I said, if like God and stuff isn't your thing, sorry, but my faith has really been struggling too. So I know that's something I really want to hone in on in October, is just like really getting more consistent in my prayer, getting more consistent in my gratitudes, getting more consistent with just that whole part of my life, because I've been really slacking in that. And I felt like when I was really leaning more onto my faith that, I felt that most growth. So that is something that I'm definitely wanting to, zone in on for October, is really doing that. And then of course I have like my goals for my business. Like, I want to grow my network to 5K on Instagram. I haven't gone live in forever, so getting back on my lives like 2 times a week. I'm making more reels. I made my first reel the other day, so I want to make more of those. Adding 2 girls to my team, thriving for free, building more of a community and better together, and just being kind of me, even being more consistent with being more active in that chat and building that community, and making sure to check in, and whether it's a positive thought or something that I'm learning from for this book, and sharing it with everybody, and kind of taking you guys along that journey too. And yeah, I just really want to go into October being intentional. And I can't remember, was it Krissa who did that Zoom, that it was all about being intentional. And I really want to go into October just being really, really, really intentional with my time. Especially, I've found myself the past few weeks just being really in like a scrolling, like being on YouTube and just watching random YouTubers on, just wasting time is what I've been doing. And so I really want to be intentional with my time that I do have, and take those breaks and watch my shows that I like, but really be intentional with like setting timers, getting more on Work With Me Zooms, and being intentional with that and stuff like that. And so really getting intentional with my planning, and planning my time, and time blocking and stuff. So that's kind of my plan for October. I heard that they're going to be launching, the Jordan said something about that they're going to be launching the getaway next month. So we'll see what else that they launch going on with that. I am so excited, because I feel like there's something around the corner. There just has to be. Like, there has not been bonuses in forever. There hasn't been really anything like for everybody, I feel like, in a while. So I'm really anxious and like hoping and praying that they just like pull something around for October. But I know that the trip, so never count yourself out. I always, when I heard that there were free trips, okay, I was like, yeah, okay, free trips. Like that's ever going to happen. And then I earned my first free trip for Mexico this time last year. So it was like this, during this period, October to December. was when they launched that. And October last year is when I went 12K. So like going into October gives me all the feels, because last year in October was when I hit 12K. And that was crazy after 17 months into the business and hitting that rank. And then being able to hit that and be consistent with that ever since has definitely been a blessing. Of course, going 40K was crazy, but like, I don't know, for whatever reason, 12K really just had me all in the feels, because I had worked so hard, and I had so many months where I was just like, I mean, I'll be talking to people, even talking to Amber. I remember, like, I think it was right around when I had hit 12K or something, and she had messaged me about, was it before I hit 12K or was it after I hit 12K? And you were like, hey, and I had never talked to you before, and you were like, hey, do you want to do a live together? And it was like, I didn't know who Amber was. I was like, who's this girl in my inbox? Wait, I'm like, I wanted to make sure she was like one of our people, because I'm like, who is this person? I don't even know who this is. And we did a live, and then we've been like besties ever since. I love her so much. But we did a live together, and so I just remember things like that we would talk about with, you know, those struggle months, and even Jordan and Dory and things like that, where we had those months. And Dory knows, because Dory's been with me since like day one. But I would have these months where I would just be like, I feel like I'm doing all of the things and I don't understand why I'm not here yet. And I want it so bad. Like, I wanted 12K so bad. And it was something that, I mean, I wrote about all the time. I feel like 40K just happened. Like, it wasn't like something that I'm like, I can't wait to go 40K. It just happened. My team just grew and exploded, and it just kind of, you know, happened. But 12K was something that it was just month after month after month. And I'm like, okay, a month would start and I'd be like, it's going to happen this month. I know it. This is my month. And then that month would go by and it wouldn't happen. And I would just be like, I don't understand. I'm so ready. I am growing my team. Or I would have girls come in and then they just would leave within the first week. Or I would have girls come in and they just wouldn't be motivated, or they, you know, just wouldn't be consistent, and they just weren't aligned with kind of where I was at and wanted to be. And I would just be like, I don't understand what I'm like doing wrong. And I would see all these other people hit 12K, and I would just be like, I don't understand how they hit 12K. And you're looking at their profile and you're looking at how they post, and you're trying to see who's on their team and how many people they have on their team and how did they even get there. And so I think the minute that I just stopped doing that and I just focused on me and having fun with it, and just having fun with making content, creating content, forming relationships, and not just relationships with, you know, thrivers, but having fun forming relationships with non-thrivers, and just truly forming relationships with them, with moms, and especially moms and ones that like struggled with depression and things like that, and just, you know, really falling in love with that. And then that's when 12K happened, is when I just fell in love with the process. And I remember even just like a month or so before, I think it was like 2 months before 12K happened, and I had one of those months where I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't think this is for me. I'm so over this. Like, I feel like I'm doing all I can. And I remember my husband would just be like, you love the products, right? And I would just be like, yes. And he'd be like, so you're still going to take them, right? And I'd be like, yes. And he's like, then just do that. Just do your products, just share it, and stop worrying about everything else. Stop worrying about your tracker. Stop worrying about this girl over here, this girl over here. Just worry about you and having fun and doing your steps and taking care of yourself. So that's what I'm really focusing on a lot with October, is taking care of me and really honing in on that, but really getting consistent with, you know, sharing that more and taking people kind of on that journey with my, you know, wanting to start a Bible study, or, you know, reading more books and things like that. So that's kind of it for me. Does anyone else kind of want to share their goals for October?
Hold on. Get your peanut butter and go. Oh my God. I can't. Smacking. I can't with smacking. Legit. Okay. So yeah. So I feel everything that you just said. I feel like we go through this phase whenever we are reaching for our first rank and we're like, nobody's joined me yet. Nobody's joined me yet. Why aren't they joining me? And then you hit your first rank and you're like, I don't understand. Nobody wants it as bad as I do. Nobody wants it as bad as I do. And as much as we think that we're ready for that next goal, that next rank, that next whatever, we actually may not be. We may think that we are. But I saw a quote one time that was like, God's timing is perfect timing. And it may not align with what you had in mind for yourself, but just always trust that. And I personally, I redid my vision board on Friday. It ended up being just me and Jess that were on, but we just kind of like went ping pong back and forth some of our goals. And I actually haven't touched my vision board since June 30th. And I feel like it's one thing that we should touch on every single month as we're going into a new month, reevaluating the same as we do a new week, right? What went well this week? What could I do better at next week? And how have I learned? How have I grown? And so one thing I did for October is I stretched myself really far. I got rid of the I am 12K and I wrote on there, I am 40K. And I said, I need to become that sort of leader, that sort of person, and then I will fall into 12K. And so what that looks like for me, and one thing that I've realized with our date night last night with Sean, that I haven't had a date night with him in a year. October of last year is the last time we had a date night. So I need to, like Brielle said, be more intentional with what I'm doing. I think it's a little bit challenging for me working full time and trying to do this full time. And I shared with Jess on the Zoom on Friday where I did my vision board. I shared with her my screen timing, whatever it's called. Not FaceTime, screen time. Is that the right word? I don't even know. I shared that and it was almost 9 hours on Friday. And I had worked an 8-hour day. And I was like, I honestly, and then I flipped over to my IPA list in my notes section of my phone, and like half of the stuff was checked off. And I was like, wow, like I need to get really intentional. So Friday night, I turned off my notifications on my phone. And so I don't even see it. Like it's not even read on my Instagram or on my Facebook when someone comments or anything like that. I turned all of my notifications off so that if I actually click on that app, it's intentional. I'm doing work on that app. I'm not scrolling. I've set aside, I'm going to do timer. So I went into my settings on my phone and I set an Instagram like time allotment for the day and then a Facebook time allotment, and I put 1 hour down, and I was like, okay, I should be able to do an hour's worth of Facebook, an hour's worth of Instagram. The rest of it I should be able to do in Messenger. Like I think that will be pretty reasonable. Okay. Saturday was the next day. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning and I had already met my 1 hour Instagram. And so I was like, oh my God, I really need to like reel it back in, Amber, because there could be plenty of time that I am actually wasting that I could be spending that time with him in the evening when, he says, hey, can you put your phone down? Or, I want to make sure that I am really intentional going into October too, and realizing where I'm spending my time as far as like my IPAs go. Where am I spending my time as far as questions being answered in chats? I feel like I get sucked into this, like I'm an Enneagram 2. I like to help people, help all the people, no matter if it means like it's taking away from me at the end of the day. And I will go into like our leadership chats and I'll answer questions. I'll go into the September IPA chat sometimes and I will answer questions that are together. I will answer questions and I'll find myself like answering all these questions. And then it's like, I didn't actually do my work for the day, if that makes sense. And another thing that I brought in over the last 2 weeks is signing promoters and having them in their VIP period at the same time. This is something that you will grow into as you are in this business longer. But if you have 2 people that join you at the same time, no matter if they do or not, you could have somebody that joins you and then another person that joins you the next week. I found it really beneficial to actually put together a VIP chat. So anybody that's in their VIP period, I throw them in that chat on Messenger because they're asking the same questions. And then I'm not going to say wasting my time, but I'm not like double dosing myself on how much time I'm spending answering question A for this person and question B for this person when they're asking the exact same thing. So that's one thing that I did. For October, I did say for the rest of this year, because I have 3 books. I have Beach Money, I have Trent Shelton, The Greatest You, and I have Trent Shelton Straight Up, because I'm all about some Trent Shelton right now. And I bought all 3 of those books, and I was like dabbling into it. I was like, I'll read a page here of this book, page here of that book. Didn't remember anything that I was reading. I would put it away and be like, okay, I don't know. I mean, I took a picture for my Instagram, right? But I wasn't actually learning anything. I wasn't actually able to incorporate it into my business or in my life. So I want to focus on 1 book per month, because I have 3 books that I've purchased that I have never read. So 1 for October, November, December. That is my goal. I want to get back into the gym, because whenever I was really active in the gym, obviously you feel better. You have more energy. You come across a total different way on your social media. And you become more of a product of the product. And that is what I was back in March before coronavirus hit. And so I want to get back into the gym. And I really had no excuse because we joined a different gym that's open 24 hours a day. So there's that. So I want to get to the gym 4 days a week. I turned my notifications off. I'm going to do the time blocking, like I said earlier. I want to bring my screen time down to like 4 to 5 hours if I can do that. 4 to 5 hours of working this business per day. I am going to focus mainly on the Wednesday night Zooms. I'm going to try to jump on the Monday night Zooms with Lindsay if I can. I honestly feel like those 2 trainings cannot be matched. The Wednesday night trainings are pretty much a non-negotiable for me. Lindsay's trainings on Monday, I honestly feel like sometimes she just gives like a little kick in the butt that maybe you need. Okay. Sometimes she just comes across a different way. And sometimes I just need that little extra push. And so if I can't make her chats on, or her Zooms on Monday night, then I will catch the replay on her YouTube. And then I said, I'm going to commit myself to 1 work with me Zoom per week. 1 work with me Zoom and actually doing the work with me part of it. Not just sitting there listening, like actually going through and doing my IPAs, because if I jump on like 4 work with me Zooms and I don't plan it out and I don't set aside that time, what I find myself doing is like I just listen in, and then my kids are screaming in the background, and then I lay it down, and then I walk around, and then I come back, and then I put it on my stories that I'm on a work with me, and then like I get so distracted. So I said I'm gonna time a lot, 1 work with me Zoom per week whenever I can fit it in, and I'm gonna be totally focused on that. 1 live video per week is one thing I'm going to try to do. I'm going to offer more one-on-one coaching calls with my girls. And this honestly scares me a little bit, but scaring is good, right? So 2 of my girls, I put that I'm going to help them get to 4K. That is my goal. I want to sell 10 samples and 10 customers for the month of October. Have I ever sold that much in a month? No. But if I shoot for that, what's the worst that can happen? I land somewhere in the middle. Maybe I hit it, right? There's no harm in shooting too big. And so that's why I raced the 12K. And I said, I got to dream a little bit bigger. I got to do something that actually scares me. I know I need to show up on live video once a week. Karen, that's like nothing to you, because you're live video like every day. You're a live video guru. But, and I put, the last thing I put on my vision board is a rising tide raises all ships. And I heard that, I think, on the Jessie Lee podcast the other day or a week ago or so. And when she said that, I was like, ooh, I was like, because you actually have to think about yourself as a leader before you even are a leader, before you even have a promoter or a downline under you. You have to think about yourself as a leader. And one thing she said is that the people who join you in your business, your downline, your team, right, your girls, they will probably realistically do 50% of what you do. And so if you're doing the bare minimum and you're sitting there complaining about why I haven't gotten there yet and how come this hasn't happened for me yet, check yourself. Look in the mirror and say, what are you actually doing? What are the goals that you're actually reaching for? Are you being consistent? Are you showing up and doing the things that you need to do to run your business, because a rising tide raises all ships. Because they're not only just your downline, but the people who are watching you on social media, they're waiting for you to not be consistent. They're waiting for you to stop showing up. They're waiting for you to trip and fall, right? And one thing that Jessie Lee says is, she says, give them a show. Give them something to watch. And just know that any progress that you have in your business is worth celebrating. So those are my goals. That's it.
Thank you. You're the best. Thank you. Does anyone else want to share for their goals for October? Karen?
Figure out how to unmute first. So it's not necessarily a goal other than, get samples out and enroll. But I don't really want to focus so much on that, because that's going to happen as I'm growing with the products and growing at the gym. And that's what I really want to focus on for October, is me at the gym. Because I don't know if you've ever been in like an actual weight loss journey, not just a couple pounds here or there, but I mean, like, I was over $160. And since using the products, I've dropped 20, but that was since February. And I might not be the most patient person in the world, but I do understand that that is a time consuming thing. But a lot of people get stuck at a standstill. I'm losing inches, clothes are fitting, but the scale's not moving. So I need to find what is keeping that from happening, because I'm at the gym. I am doing my workouts. I'm changing my workouts up, so I'm not doing the same thing every day. I think that's one problem that a lot of people have, is they do the same thing in their workouts every single day, and then they wonder why nothing's happening. So I'm changing that up a bit with different workouts, and one day I'll do a morning workout at home, and then the next day I'll go to the gym and actually use the machines and stuff like that and kick my own butt. But so I really want to focus on that. And then just show up every day and share that, and share how the products are helping me with that. And then enrolling's going to come. So I have to not stress so much about enroll. I need to focus, like Brielle said, on myself, because I am that somebody who struggled with depression for a really, really long time. And recently came out of it. So I don't ever want to go back to that again. But something I wanted to share, more so than goals, is I used to write all of the time. Like, I was passionate about writing. I wrote everything, thoughts. I would get poems together. I had notebooks of my favorite song lyrics. Like, I had a library of whatever. Like, there was no social media. My journal was filled with everything was my social media. And I haven't written anything for over 10 years. I wrote something Friday. I don't know what made me do it. I was just sitting here going through my calendar, listening to a motivational podcast on my Spotify. Nothing different than I do any other day, sitting here at my desk. And then I just started writing. And it's still a rough draft. I might share it. I don't know. But because I critique everything that I do. But I wrote something for the first time in 10 years. And are you for real? But sorry. Totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, I wrote something for the first time in 10 years. And that's just, I pay it tribute to getting back in church. I pay it tribute to the products that have given me hope to take my life back, and the opportunity that I took, and the leap of faith in joining the company, giving me confidence, making me feel like I can, when everyone back then was telling me I can't. So I don't know. That was just something I wanted to share. I got like a post about it. I got to get a picture together, but I just wrote it out. And then jumped in here. But that's gonna be my post for the day. I don't think I've done a post for the day yet, but that was it. And I contributed to all of this because I didn't have that confidence for so long, or that self-worth for so long. And that's just a big thing for me. So I figure if I can do it, anyone else can do it, because like that was just really hard.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Karen. I really appreciate that. Does anyone else want to share? I love this. I love hearing everybody's just goals and things like that. No one else does, then we can wrap it up for tonight. Anna Marie, are you going to?
I am, because I haven't been on with you guys for like forever. I've been MIA. And so my goal for October is just to be more interactive with everything. Since I got sick in June and everything, I had told Amber, oh, it's gonna make me cry, sorry. I had told Amber that I was like in a bad spot. So my goal is just to be, like you said, Brielle, to take care of you, or take care of myself first. I'm a full-time nurse, and I've been working like really hard for like 15 hours a day and stuff. So I'm back in school. That's one thing. But my goal was just to take care of my family and me first. So this is hard coming back because I detoxed myself from everything, and I isolated myself from everything. So I am trying to get myself in a good spot where I can take care of myself mentally, physically, and spiritually. So that's my goal for October. I know it's a little step, and it may not mean to some, for anyone, but it would mean a lot for me just to even take that step for me. So, yes, I do want to do the business. I'm back on the products. A lot of people at work is asking me, even the doctors where I work at is even asking me what that is. And so all I could do is just, like, I've been giving them the samples that I have on board here at home. But as long as they can see me that I'm a total different person compared to how I was in June, I already have those compliments from the people I work with and everyone around me. So that's my goal in October, is to be more productive and more, more for the people around me. Because as a nurse, you're always taking care of everybody, but when you're taking care of yourself, you're the last one to do it. So, sorry. But that's my goal for October.
I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that. Seriously, like, it makes me just want to cry seeing you cry, because I've been very open about, how hard the past few months, this summer, I felt like this summer was just killer for me with my depression. It's like I felt like I had conquered it and I was starting to feel good. For the past 2 years, I'll see it come up on my memories, like that this time last year I was talking about how depression was like the past for me. I was like, yeah, this is how I used to feel. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was me in June. Like, how I was describing myself before I took the system was how I was. It was my lowest that I had been probably since before I started this business. And so I can totally relate to that. And that's why I was saying, like, October, I feel like my goal every month has been to take care of me, but I really need to zone in on taking care of my mind, not just taking care of me as taking time with my family or kind of taking time off social media more or whatever it is. It's really taking care of my mind and really being intentional with educating myself with books again and Bible study and all of those things again, getting back into that routine again kind of thing. And I think that's just all what we really need, it seems like. And so we're all here for you, Anna Marie, if you need anything. Thank you so much for sharing that. I know how hard it is to sometimes be vulnerable and open up, but I really appreciate that so much, you sharing
I
that.
was trying not to cry, and then it just fell out.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. That was me the other day in my therapy, and I just started crying about it. We were talking about something with my son, and he used to have really bad constipation, and I just started bawling. And I was like, I remember it was so bad. And I'm like, I don't even know why I'm crying so bad about this right now. It just comes out, in our emotions. But thank you so much for that. Does anyone else want to share? Okay. So if not, we can wrap it up for tonight because we've already been on here for a little bit. But oh,
You know what that made me think of, Brielle and Anne-Marie, that even if I didn't do this business, I would find a way for me to take the products, right? But the friendships on this team, the girls, like, that cannot be replaced. And when I find myself in down moments, like, I know that I reach out to them. And so just know that we are always here for you, for anybody. It doesn't have to be business related. Okay. We are friends, and we're like a little chosen family at the end of the day.
mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. And that's just really all we want at the end of the day. And it can be hard to open up sometimes, because especially I feel like as women, we can be so used to getting judged or like anything like that. And so sometimes it can be really hard to be vulnerable, or it can be hard to open up, especially to people we don't really know yet. And so that's why I know with the Better Together chat, it just is going to take time for everybody to really get to know each other and to open up. But I know that we have something special, and we have some amazing leaders in that chat too. So, and just amazing women in general in that chat. And so I just can't wait to get to know everybody more too. That's why I really want to get intentional with getting more active in that chat, and really getting more active with everybody who's in that chat, and growing those relationships with people, because I know that's where I feel really good. And is when I connect, with the people that I'm like working around and surrounding myself with, and learning your stories and your families and, all of that stuff, and us just bouncing ideas off of each other and just building that community. So, we will wrap this up for tonight then. Thank you guys who hopped on, and I cannot wait to see what October holds for everybody, and just the growth, not just with your business, but the growth inside, and kind of the growth that we see in our chat and just the community together. So I'm excited. I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your night. I will post this in our chat, and it will also be on my YouTube, the recording. So yeah, have a good night, guys.